Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Pastor Larry. Today is March the 8th. Had to think about it for a minute. It's Monday, March the 8th, and here we are starting a brand new week of devotions. And I'm so happy that you're joining me today and will be joining me watching this whenever you get a chance to watch it. So I don't have a long devotion for you today, but I just wanted to pop on and share some encouragement with you. And I know that there's a lot of people who are connected to us, a lot of people at the refuge, a lot of people in your families. Listen, there's just a lot of people all over the world who are facing what seem to them at this moment to be impossible situations. They don't know how they're going to make it. They don't know how they're going to get through. They don't know how they're going to overcome. And the situation seems to be impossible. But I'm glad that we serve a God who specializes in impossible situations. And just thinking about what the impossible may look like and what it may mean to you, I'm reminded that Peter, the disciple, faced what seemed to be an impossible situation. He and his partners, the disciples, are caught in a boat on the sea in the middle of a storm. The wind is blowing, the waves are beating the ship. They're fearing for their life. And then they see someone walking toward them on the water. At first, they're frightened. And how many of you understand that the situations of life can beat you, they can batter you, they can come against your ship, this thing that we call our lives, and they can toss it to and fro. And then in the middle of all of that, you can also be accosted by fear. You can be overcome by fear. And that's what Peter and the disciples were facing. They were overcome by fear. They were beat. They were battered. They didn't know what they were going to do. It felt impossible. They did not know if they would see another day. But Peter takes a closer look, and it just so happens, it just so happens that it's Jesus walking to them on the water. And Peter, he seems to be the one in the boat that had the faith to rise up and approach the situation. And thank God there's always someone in our life who is able to rise to the occasion and rise to the situation. But Peter rose to that situation, and he looked and he said, Lord, if it's you, bid me to come and walk to you on the water. Now, here's two things I want to leave you with today. Peter and his friends were in an impossible situation. They didn't know what they were going to do. And now then they're faced with fear. But watch this. The key to unlocking impossible situations. Let me give you two keys today to unlocking impossible situations. The first thing Peter did in the middle of his impossible situation was he asked the Lord for a word. He said, Lord, if it's you, give me a word. Tell me to come. And that's where some of you find yourself today. You're in an impossible situation, wondering how you're going to make it. The first thing you need to do is ask God for a word. Ask God for direction. Ask God to give you clear, specific direction for what the next step is. And then watch this. The scripture says that when Jesus said, it is I, come, that Peter stepped over the bow of the boat and began to walk on the water toward Jesus. Listen, my friends, if you are going to overcome impossible situations, number one, you have to ask God for a word. And then number two, when he gives you direction, you have to be willing to respond to the direction that has been given. Yes, I know that Peter sank, but that's because he got his eyes off of the promise giver and he got his eyes on the circumstances. The lesson for us in all of this is in our impossible situations, ask for a word, respond to the word, and then keep your eyes on Jesus. I promise you, he is the one who will help you, empower you, and give you grace to overcome the impossible. Roseanne and I pray that you have a great day today. We love you. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow for devotion time. The Lord bless you.